this is a nice little radio. This is pretty much a response video to Mr. Boxall Boy's recent unboxing of a 1959 Bush portable wireless. It's not a wireless, well it is a wireless actually, it has a battery in it. Yeah, wireless radio. And I mentioned, and he talked a little bit in these video about valved radios on the old days. And I said I've got a valve radio. So he said make a video. So here's my video. Here it is. This is a very nice radio. I've had this for a couple of years now. Bought it off a good friend of mine, Mr. Marvin. And I did use it quite a lot, and it does work. And it picks up very well. Very, very well in fact. It's a Trio 9R59D. It is. Trio was Kenwood. Trio was Kenwood. It's before Kenwood called themselves Kenwood. They called themselves Trio. There's probably more to the story than that, and I dare say some of you will correct me, but that's what it is basically. And it's fairly simple. You know, you've got the main tuning screen dial. That's what I'm looking for. I knew I was looking for a word something. Main tuning dial. And then you've got, this is the signal. You know, you can adjust that with the RF gain. Band spread, which is operated by this one here, and that moves up and down to get a finer sort of tune on the frequency you're on. And if you the inner knob here is this one here. We've obviously got SSB and CW, send, AM, ANL, AM only, and off. It's currently on off. Oh yeah, and it also says what these knobs do here. Band spread selector. These are the megahertz what it goes from. There's a fairly reasonable range. You've got the antenna trim here, just to make things tune in a little bit better than what it could do. You know, you can usually make, if you get it good, if you do it well, you can make an SSB signal sound like AM, and it will sound pretty good. You've got your AF gain, which is essentially your volume, and your RF gain, pretty much nothing, and all the way up to maximum. I haven't got an antenna plugged into this, but I will plug it in a minute so you can see it, but I won't pick up nothing because there's no antenna plugged in it. I'll do a video with an antenna plugged in it. Now, it's quite a big radio. It's fairly large, very nice. It doesn't have an internal speaker, so on the back you have to attach your own speaker down there. I'll show that in a second. It's between a 4 ohm and an 8 ohm speakers, I believe. I'd rather have the 4 ohms, to be honest with you. Now you may have noticed the screws are missing, and I hear you say, why have you taken out the screws? God damn you! Taken out the screws so you can see inside. This has been unplugged now for roughly 9 to 10 months, so there shouldn't be anything buzzing around inside here, but if there is, I may get a shock, but I hope I don't, because there's about 2,000 volts in there, roughly. But basically, this is what it is. Can't remember what year this is actually. I think it's 1950. I really don't know. I can't remember. I did know, but I can't remember now. I've had this a fair while. Yeah, we've got some valves, or tubes, or vacuum tubes, as Mr. Boxall Boy called them. It's another name for them. Depends what part of the world you come from. You've just got various plates, resistors, various bits and bobs in there. Little power supply thingy, because it is a plug in the wall jobby. There we go, plug it in the wall, dudes. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's not a lot else to say. There's the top of it, plenty of ventilation. Got to make sure there's plenty of ventilation, because otherwise it'll start to overheat. But being valve operated, the hotter the better, but there is of course a limit to the heat. If you get them too hot, I learnt that lesson with a valve amplifier got it too hot, and now it won't key up. So obviously fried something in there. Never mind, we'll have a look at it one day. But yeah, that's pretty much it, my friends. Inside there, I do love the smell of a valved appliance. When you turn it on after a while and you smell that dust starting to heat up. Plenty of dust in here, that's for sure. Plenty of dust. The light I've got shining on it's a little bit too bright, to be fair, and it's not showing up too much, but that's what we got in there. We're going to focus. We love it. Yeah, man. So let's turn it around and have a look at the back, shall we? Well, here's the back, and what's that? Don't know what that is. Oh, no idea what that is actually. You can turn it. Oh, don't know. You got another socket for something or other. You've got an E and an A, obviously terminals for something. The antenna. You plug your antenna in there. Remote. Don't have nothing what goes on there. That's obviously some other thing. Your output, which is your speakers. You've got your naught there, which is your ground. 4 ohms and 8 ohms. Obviously you have to connect the corresponding to what speaker you, what speaker you have. The speaker I have connected is a little 4 ohm speaker, so I've got it connected to the 4 ohms. And some of you are going to point out that that is very dangerously close and will touch because there's fraying wires. But never mind, we'll get over it one day. Fuse, hello Mr. Fuse. And here we have one 15 volts or 230 volts, and there's supposed to be a switch, but there is no switch because we're only 230 volts. You cannot change it because I don't know. But there you go. That's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do quickly now is put all the screws back in so I don't have to do it later on, turn it around and turn it on for you so you can see the valves heating up. I love the look of valves. Won't better pick up much because there's no antenna in the back. But there, we'll see how it goes. Well, here we are. I did actually decide to stick an antenna in the back. I mean, why not? If you're going to do something, might as well do it properly. I just found the random piece of coax, didn't bother cutting it, soldered 2 peel type 259s either end, run it in the shack and plugged it into the antenna. So now we should get a fully working radio now, and we should pick something up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the lights, but I wonder, actually I better turn it on first. Oh no, I better find the switch, we'll be alright. I'm going to turn off the lights now. It's going to go bloody dark in here. Here we go. Whoa. Right, so how am I going to be able to see where the switch is? Let's feel about. There's one switch. Right, there we go. Aha! There's a switch. Now this is going to be fairly hard to film, I think. We'll have to turn the lights on afterwards. Oh, there we go. Did you see the old as the valves warmed up, that went up like that as the valves warmed up, you see. And you can see in there, the valves are starting to warm up. You can't see a lot, so not much point in showing it really. So let's go and turn the old lights back on if I can find the switch. It's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I knew there was a switch somewhere. Well, I only have one light on. And at least I can see what I'm doing. Anyway, so we've got full signal on the that light in there doesn't actually work, but there we go. We got some sound. See what we can pick up. Let's have a fiddle about with this speaker. Right, I've had a little fiddle about with the speaker. It's a little bit dodgy inside the speaker itself. The wires are a bit dodgy. But while I was doing that, they've had a bit more time to warm up now. So we should get a fairly good piece of signal. Now hopefully we don't get any music. Hello, what have we got here then? We've got something there. What are we on for? Let's see what we're on. We're on 50.55 to 1.6.
Superb pro, and I watched Clinton play.
No idea what this is.
It's still so buzzing and exciting. I think it's great for ex-pros to, because
Bit of chatting. Oh yeah, and we're on AM, by the way. If we go to SSB, we'll see what we can find on SSB, shall we? Change this one there. We got that, sounding pretty much, I bet this is an AM station. Yep, told you. That's an AM station, but on SSB, sounds near enough as good as it does an AM. It's because I've managed to tune it pretty well. Let's see if we can find some of these Japanese ones. It's pretty late at night now. Well, it depends what you call late. I had a station just next to here. See if we can get back to it. Turn this one. Ah, it's gone. I had a good one as well. I had a good one there. Sounded like a Japanese one. Now we've run out. There's not a lot on tonight that I can find anyway. Well, if you want to hear something funny, the reason why there wasn't particularly much on was because I forgot to turn the antenna switch over onto this coax. So I was on another radio. Bloody blimey. So they weren't even picking up from the antenna. Well, it might have been, it would be picking up from the coax. It weren't picking up from the antenna though. So that's why there weren't a lot there. What can you do? You lot know me by now, the clumsiest person in the world. Anyway, let's try again, see what we can find now. Not a lot there. There's something there. There's something there as well. Something there. There's loads of stations that we're going past.
It's AC Cop rules.
There's one.
From normal league rules.
That sounds boring. That sounds like a bloody whatchamacallit. I want ones that are from another country, man.
the acidic comment about them. I don't
Sounds
think we
spot on,
missed
doesn't it,
that.
eh? Hey, hey.
I think that's some.
I could maybe pick somebody that's written loads of books.
These are all British, these are all English stations.
The listeners may have been surprised to hear that the number one kind of food in America is
America.
not Chinese food or Mexican food, not Italian food, but it's Egyptian food.
Yay!
As God's people, we desperately need.
I think we got America.
Appetite, Francis. How do we get our appetite, our diet recalibrated?
Very simply put, by eating Jesus.
Eating Jesus?
Himself said, "He who eats me, he shall live because of me."
What?
If we learn to eat Jesus in everything and realize that all the things that kept us in our worldly
that all
life
about?
before we got saved, they occupied us, we were full of it, we'd been in it all of our life, and we'd enjoyed so many things with sports, with television, with our profession. All of these things were without much thought of God.
Americans
not
are
much
mad.
realization of Christ as our life. If we just stay with that kind of diet, we're going to end up dying in the wilderness.
Oh my
If you
God!
know what I mean.
What's this all
And
about?
we need to be eating Jesus.
Eating
If
Jesus?
you want to insist on taking in all the things, and the thing more important to you than
I thought Jesus was dead.
is all the TV entertainment. All of this kind of thing occupies and feeds people.
They're off their rockers,
What they
mate.
eat day and night.
What's the matter with the Americans these days?
खूबसूरत माहौल में सूटेबल हर साइज में बेहद कम प्राइस में रिलीजियस
Americans are bloody crazy. They want to eat everyone. What's going on? How can you eat someone that's been dead for about 60 million years anyway? Well, there you go. We were on the search for some radio stations to listen to, but we ended up finding someone that wants to eat Jesus. Ah, fair enough then. Well, you've seen the radio now. Lovely radio. Bit of a long video, but we love it. Don't we, Boxall Boy? We certainly do. Come on, Boxall Boy. Get some more lovely unboxings, and we'll see what we can find, shall we?